a game we have for you today. It's the Manchester derby. Now, Manchester has been predominantly blue, with City never losing to United in the WSL. But could that all change today? Manchester United have started the season well under new management, and the fans have every reason to be feeling optimistic.
We're off and running for Manchester derby, which has been pulsating.
Manchester United against Manchester City.
To settle this once and for all.
It's now game on.
Welcome to Manchester.
We do things differently here.
This great city, it belongs to United.
Kirsty Hansen. Hansen will force it in. Manchester United have an equaliser.
No. If you're from Manchester, you support City.
It's going to fall to Coombs, who fires it in. And it's a ferocious finish.
Well, aren't you from Stockport, pal?
Best.
Cantona.
Russo.
And Toon.
Dicko.
Aguero!
Bronze and white.
Love thy neighbour. I don't think so.
They're always going on and on and on.
Jokers. Come on, plastics.
Always a bit of blues.
Day trippers.
No history.
But we are history.
Great shots! And City take the leads.
This is Manchester.
This is our Manchester.
It's our Manchester.
This city belongs to us.
This city, it belongs to us.
So that's what it means to the fans. Over 4,000 expected here today. Manchester United have won 3 of their 4 league matches this season under new manager Mark Skinner. And a comfortable win against Birmingham City last weekend has them up to 4th in the WSL table. In contrast, Manchester City slumped to their 3rd league defeat of the season with a surprise loss to West Ham last weekend. They are 9th in the table, 9 points adrift of leaders Arsenal already. Manager Gareth Taylor admits they're in a really tough moment. Kick-off here at Leigh Sports Village in just over 10 minutes' time. It's Manchester United versus Manchester City in the Barclays Women Super League. And I'm delighted to be joined by 2 former players who know a thing or two about playing in derby matches. It is ex-Everton, Arsenal, England midfielder Farrah Williams and Emile Heskey, former Liverpool striker. I need to start. Huge congratulations on your new role at Leicester City, Head of Women's Football Development. We will be talking about that a lot more in the show. And Farrah Williams, where do I start? A huge congratulations, the first inductee to the Barclays Women's Super League Hall of Fame. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's a huge honour for me to be inducted into the Barclays Hall of Fame, but you know, 3 others joined me, which is fantastic, and there's so many more that, you know, prior to me receiving this, that have paved the way for me as a footballer. You're amongst a generation of players that potentially could have been, you know, inducted. So yeah, it's a huge honour, but there's so many more people that we could, be speaking about that could have been inducted into this.
I couldn't stop smiling. How huge that smile was on that photo there, which shows what it means to you. But throwing forward to today, Emile, and how big and important this game is. We talk about making the home ground a fortress in football. Were you surprised to see Manchester City lose to West Ham last weekend?
100%. Again, when you're looking at what Manchester City have done over the years, they're the team to beat, really, aren't they? They would have been hugely disappointed with the way that the game went, because again they conceded 2 goals, but they actually created quite a lot of chances, and as being a forward you want to be scoring, so it was a difficult time for them, and they're going for a difficult time with the injuries, etc. Yeah. But there can't be any excuses. When you're creating chances, you've still got to be able to take them in key moments in the game.
Yeah, you said about the injuries to Lucy Bronze, Steph Houghton, Ellie Roebuck. But then actually, when you think about Manchester United, is this the time that they need to pounce today?
I think it's a great opportunity for Manchester United. I think Manchester City are really vulnerable in terms of injuries, having lost 3 on the bounce. I think something that Manchester City aren't used to. So, and Man United are in great form under a new manager, so it's exciting times now at Manchester United, and this is an ideal opportunity for them to take something from the game.
Okay, well, 2 teams in contrasting forms. Let's hear from the manager ahead of today's game with Joe Curry.
Will there ever be a better time to play Manchester City and get that first league win over them?
Only today we'll find out. So after the 90 minutes we'll find out. Look, the one thing I know, if you think about it logically, The players want to play for their own pride, for their ego, but for their club more importantly. So that's where the kind of we don't know what happens comes. So for us, it's just about managing each moment of the game. Let's stay in control for about as much as possible rather than think about the end outcome, because we can adapt it as we go throughout. And that's the key thing. We can always be adaptable. So look, we'll wait and see what the game brings, but we're going to try and be prepared for almost everything that can be thrown at us.
Are you favourites?
Well, at the end of the game, we'll see whether we're favourites or not. And I'm not trying to dodge that question. I just want it to be our mentality. If we're favourites, then act like that team. If we're underdogs, act like a team that wants to win either way. And that's all I'm trying to get to. If you want us to be favourites, then you can make us favourites.
Manchester City come into this game off the back of a difficult run of results. To what extent are those results down to your injury list, and to what extent is it down to other factors?
I think there's contributing factors, but at the end of the day, it's up to us. We're in a situation where we need to improve. We realise that. We've gained some decent perspective on the games we have been unsuccessful in, and it shows that we're not a million miles away. And I think we just need that little bit of good fortune that we probably haven't had to turn those okay performances into wins.
Okay, well, hoping to make a big impact today is Manchester City's big summer signing, Khadija Bunny Shaw, top goal scorer in the French League last season and Jamaica's all-time record goal scorer. She's been talking about the importance of her Caribbean roots to Jordan Hames from Match of the Day X.
Khadija, welcome to Manny. My first question, I have to start here. Your nickname's Bunny. Where did it come from? I actually have a couple of theories. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Bunny, Bugs Bunny. Either you was really fast at running or you love carrots.
The second one.
The carrot?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually genuinely didn't know that, you know. How was it playing football over there?
As a female, it was pretty difficult because there's not a lot of opportunities for girls there.
Yeah.
So I was playing amongst the boys.
Yeah.
It was tough because they didn't make it easy for me.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be in the moment. When I was younger, my parents didn't allow me to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the lack of opportunities. So It was almost like a waste of time. And one day I was like, let's just strike a deal. You know, I passed my exams and you allow me to play. And I did, and so I got called for the Jamaica U15 team. And I was like, Mom, you know, who knows, maybe I could be the one to change, you know, female football in Jamaica.
Was there any other clubs that you had your eye on in England, or was it always going to be City?
It wasn't definitely Manchester, but Raheem Sterling played a part.
I'm coming to do the damage over here, so and it's doing, but now all the best and hopefully see you soon.
Here is Rasso to Shaw, and Khadija Shaw gets a debut goal.
What motivates me to keep going is where I'm coming from. To have the opportunity to be playing at one of the biggest clubs, you know, in the world.
Yeah.
So when I look back and say, okay, I've passed the difficult stages of my life playing football. So it's just about enjoying the moment now. So that's what keeps me going.
A really great interview with Khadija, and you can actually catch more of that interview on Match of the Day X on BBC iPlayer. Go really watch it, because the importance of her talking about where she's coming from. She actually starts today. Have you been surprised by her? She's got 4 goals in her 2 starts that we haven't seen more of her yet.
Yeah, really surprised she hasn't started more games. She's a proven goal scorer, but I think what stood out for me in that interview is that she's had to work hard, and this is something that Manchester City are going to need today. So this is a player, it's probably why Gareth Taylor's brought her in.
And we were talking about the quality that actually Manchester City have, even though they have players injured. And someone making a name for herself on international level and in this team is Lauren Hemp.
Yeah, Lauren Hemp is a young player, a key player for this Manchester United team. If you look at the form she was in last year, along with Chloe Kelly, the goals and assists that they got, and this is when Lauren Hemp is at her most effective, getting herself in behind the fullback and getting deliveries into the box. Again, we can see her. She can mix her game up. She likes to get it in the ball and go 1v1 against fullbacks. And then puts in a great delivery, and Bunny Shaw today will be important for these deliveries coming in, and maybe that's why they're starting her. But again, here, look, she's frightening when it comes to coming up against defenders. She gets herself into positions inside the box where defenders can't tackle, and this is what, you know, mixing up her game here. She plays on the shoulder of the fullback and is able to receive balls between the fullback and centre half, and then getting a delivery in and then causing chaos inside boxes.
And it is all about that service. But when we think about this Manchester City team, they have been conceding goals, 9 in their last 3 WSL games. If you're a striker for United, Leah Golson, you're rubbing your hands coming into this one today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's pretty much the same as Hemp, really. Very, very direct player. Knows where the space is and where she wants to exploit the space. So these are the spaces where she's going to try and exploit. And can she whip the balls in? As a striker, I'm loving that ball because I'm going to be trying to get on the end of it. But she always seemed to run off the defenders and wanting to get into them spaces and deliver for the strikers. But as a striker, you've got to be able to get in there as well. But not just that, can she have a shot? And she's really direct with that as well. She wants to get her shot off as well. 1-2 here, gets into the space and tries to deliver in there. So she's a very direct player who's going to look at the spaces, and when you've got a makeshift defence, she's going to be rubbing her hands.
Okay, well, either way, it's going to be an entertaining game, and we can't wait. Things are about to get underway here. It's Manchester City versus Manchester United. It's time to hand to your commentary team. You are in the safe hands of ex-England goalkeeper Rachel Brown-Finnis alongside Robin Cowan.
Thank you very much, Alex. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lee Sports Village for today's main event. It's not any day, folks. It's Derby Day. Manchester United against Manchester City in the Women's Super League. And perhaps for the first time in WSL history, it's the Reds who are favourites. Apart from a slight bump in the road against the champions, it's been a smooth transition from former manager Casey Stoney to the new incumbent Mark Skinner. As for City, 3 straight WSL defeats have followed their early exit from the Champions League. A loss in the derby could turn this crisis into a catastrophe. Fabulous noise from the crowd here at Lee Sports Village. Potentially a record crowd for a WSL game at a non-Premier League ground. Potentially a season-defining game this afternoon. Let's have a look at the teams. One change from the side that beat Birmingham last weekend for Manchester United. Lucy Staniforth dropped to the bench. Kirsty Hansen, who scored in the 2-2 draw against City here last season, starts. Eva Mannion comes up against her former club after making the switch from United in the summer. Ella Toone is also a former Blue. Expects her to be a big influence on this United team. She's had the most shots on target, and most touches in the opposition area this season. 2 changes to the City team that lost to West Ham. Both come in the forward line. Georgia Stanway starts at right back, so Janine Becky is pushed forward. Ellen White drops to the bench. Khadija Bunny Shaw leads the line. She's City's top scorer this season with 4 in all competitions. Still significant absences, particularly in defence, with Ellie Roebuck, Steph Horton, Lucy Bronze and Esme Morgan all out with injury. Gareth Taylor, the Manchester City manager, says he doesn't feel any personal pressure. He's certainly going to feel it from the stands if his side don't start well and get a positive result today against a new rivalry, but one that sparks a lot of emotion. City coming into this 9th in the league table, and in all reality fighting for a Champions League spot as opposed to the title. Rebecca Welsh is the referee today, 4th season in the Women's Super League, very experienced. The players make their final preparations ahead of the opening WSL game of the weekend here in Manchester. Fair to say it's a biggie. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion. It might just come down to who can control it the most. Players take the knee ahead of kick-off. Good reception as well. And we're underway. Manchester derby. Red versus blue. The result of this one, no matter what happens, Rachel Brown finish is going to be significant.
It is, not just for both clubs, both sets of fans are two of the most passionate sets of fans that you can have in the Women's Super League. The blue side of them have had every reason to be joyous, and the success that Manchester City have had over, you know, since they've been in the Women's Super League, and the rise of Manchester United, you know, their fans have got fully behind them. So it's an exciting for them, both sets of fans, to be here today.
It's an absolute cracker here last season. City going 2-0 up, and then United pegging them back to all the results, not in front of any supporters. It's Jill Scott once again, preferred at centre-half.
Do you often see that as a player gets more senior? Jill Scott's understanding of the game is second bar none. She can play that position, but when you've got Ruby Mace and you've got Alana Kennedy, two proven, certainly Alana Kennedy at international level centre halves, there must be a specific reason for that from Gareth Taylor.
Mannion clears it off. Lauren Hemp out for a goal kick.
When we last saw Manchester United against Chelsea, Mary Earps, Manchester United goal played out and to their detriment, conceded at least 2 goals directly from that style of play. We see her going long this time, having the freedom of choice on the pitch to make the right decision.
That was the one defeat. It was a big one for Manchester United this season in the WSL, 6-1 to Chelsea. And they were masters of their own downfall for the most part on that one. It's been an impressive start to his new job for Mark Skinner. There's Angledahl, new signing in the summer from Hacken. City very much a possession-based team. Try and progress the ball slowly. They've gone a little bit more direct this time. Becky against Blundell. Oops. Manages to avoid conceding the corner. Georgia Stanway at right back today. Has played there before, emergency situation last season, but not ideal for Manchester City, a player of her qualities, especially her offensive qualities, playing as a right-sided defender.
Yeah, you're right, and Manchester City this season have not been short of creating chances. It's just been a matter of finishing them. Georgia Stanway is one of those names who can finish and contribute to goals for Manchester City. You look at the game against West Ham, should have won that game on statistics, end up losing 2-0. But it is a matter, sorry Robin, to say, you know, Lucy Bronze is out at right back, Esme Morgan who's filled in at right back. You're getting down to needs must, and Georgia Stanway is absolutely a player who has all the attributes to be a very good right back.
Combination of being wasteful in front of goal and making errors in the back line. Seeing City where they are now, which is 9th in the WSL, out of the Champions League. Big semi-final in the FA Cup coming up in a couple of weeks against Chelsea. Hansen trying to get away from Stokes.
Yeah, I don't think it's elaborating to say that it's been a disastrous start for Manchester City in all competitions. With the standards that they've set themselves as a club, the question was asked to Gareth Taylor before the game, are you under pressure? whether he admits it or not, any manager in the top league, whether it's women's or men's, is under pressure with a start like this.
It's Torres Dottir, former Chelsea defender. Another Chelsea defender here, Hannah Blundell. The flag is up against Leah Galton. Didn't bend her run quite enough.
That's certainly the avenues for Manchester United that have been well-oiled, well-used. The tactics, that ball down the left-hand wing. And when we see the replay, she's clearly onside. It's Alex Greenwood who has dropped into play. 2 Manchester United players. Just a reminder, there is no VAR. They cannot be overturned. Discussion which will continue throughout the season, I'm sure.
I'm glad you brought that up so early on.
Frustrating when we can see it so clearly within a matter of seconds. And Leah Galton, the quality she had, played that ball right onto the foot of Alessia Russo, and if the flag hadn't gone up, I'd have bet on her to finish that. Simple. 1-0, and you know, they've carved them up, saying that Leah Galton down the left, Kirsty Hansen down the right. That is how Manchester United will see themselves getting in behind Manchester City, down the flanks, and the pinpoint accuracy of those crosses. They're very fluid across that front three as well. Ella Toone and Alessia Russo. Ella Toone is that 10 role, being able to join in. Extra bodies in the box for Manchester United.
Manchester United boxing City in. This could be an opportunity here. Galton delivers, and it's out. It's a goal kick to City.
Yeah, really good tracking back from Georgia Stanway. Lovely little 1-2 with Alessia Russo, but great tackle to come back. Good speed, Georgia Stanway. We know she has that. Her athleticism is excellent. Her versatility is excellent. And for such still a young player who is learning, a senior international, England, she did excellently well there to stop Leah Galton.
Khadija Shaw just overran the ball and caught Ella Toone. Was down on the deck, and the referee has given the decision to United.
Try and draw in a bit more, so we get Alex out clear.
Just a bit of a grapple, I would say there. Just an endeavour to try and get the ball, Bunny Shaw. I mean, her game's still adapting to WSL. It's in some ways quite raw with regards to the passages of play that Gareth Taylor and Manchester City are wanting her to run. Probably not going to see, or we're not certainly at the moment seeing the best of Bunny Shaw. I think she's still an exciting player for Manchester City to have.
Hansen dispossessed. Here's Stokes. Greenwood up to Hemp. It's a really good pinch from Badia. Hansen onto Toone. This is a good move from Manchester United. Good defending.
You know, Anna Badger has come on somewhat since her signing a couple of years ago. I think she got the most assists in a recent game. She's a key player with those overlapping fullbacks. Manchester United joining in with that attack, that surge of players forward. A young Spanish international. I think it was a real coup signing her at the age that she did. I think she's got a, I mean, she's already one of, I think she's Manchester United's Player of the Year last year.
He's breaking into a Spanish side that has player after player of extreme talent. Corner kick to Manchester United, delivered by Katie Zellum. Shaw with the header away. Zellum now with another opportunity to pick out a teammate. It's Jill Scott with her head to it, well defended. Blundell just runs that out of play.
Seemed a fraction too easy for Manchester United to, well, from the corner it's one thing, but then for Jackie Gernon to be able to play the ball out, no one closing Katie Zellum down, a better ball, a more incisive ball. That was a free header for one of at least 2 players from Manchester United in the box.
Aoife Mannion spent 2 years at City and only managed 7 WSL appearances. To an ACL injury, on the cusp of an England call-up as well. It was really unlucky timing for her. I'm sure she'll have a point to prove.
Only 2 days, I think, until Sarina Wiegman announces her England senior squad as well. Surprised if she's not watching this.
I believe she is in attendance. She will be watching Lauren Hemp, I'm sure. It's intelligently done. Stokes, great strength and balance. The delivery over hit. Stanway keeps it going. Becky, straight into the arms of Mary Earps.
Ball from Becky, just needed a little bit more curve. There's so many England internationals for Sarina Wiegman, who we can see in our picture now, for her to be choosing from Jill Scott, who's not had a lot of playing time with Manchester City, here to prove that she can be versatile playing in defence, as well as midfield. Alex Greenwood, Kira Walsh, who we've not seen a lot of because of injury. Many, many players for her to choose from on this pitch. Ella Toon, who starred at Team GB, as well as for Manchester United.
It's the effects of a derby being shown there. The tussle over a throw-in. Expect nothing less in a game such as this. United have only beaten City once, and that was in the Continental Cup, 2-0 win. Brilliant free kick from Katie Zellum. And United's number 10. Here's Weir. Greenwood finding her goalkeeper. No Ellie Roebuck, no Karen Bardsley, and looks like Benamir has got some heavy strapping on her right knee as well. Teenage goalkeeper who's yet to make her senior WSL debut on the bench. Flag has stayed down against Lauren Hemp, who gets in early, and that's a terrific save from Mary Earps. Janine Becky with the first real opportunity of the game.
Brilliant passage of play, lovely. Debatable whether Lauren Hemp was onside, I think she was, but the way she picks that is a lovely curving back ball. Janine Becky does well to redirect on target. A fantastic agility from Mary Earps, waits and then springs off to her right. Strong arm to be able to deflect that round the post. Really top save from Mary Earps.
Good thing the England manager's in. Weir, the low delivery towards Jill Scott.
Yeah, she had a couple of rocky moments. Mary Earps has impressed to this point, made played in the last 2 England games for Sarina Wiegman. So we know that Sarina Wiegman has faith in Mary Earps, as do Manchester United team. We said against the game against Chelsea, a couple of moments of indecision or incorrect decision-making from Mary Earps. She'll be looking to tighten up on every aspect of the game. A bright start. Flawless start from Mary Earps so far.
The only thing you would say, those previous 2 World Cup qualifiers against North Macedonia and Luxembourg, she perhaps got a little bit cold during them, didn't really show what she could do.
So you'd say that as a non-goalkeeper. It's a really it's a really kind of a mental task, is a game like that. You still got to do all of your organising to prevent anything happening. A lot of preventative work going on in a game like that.
Not getting your phone out, you scroll through.
Prevention of getting cold, as you mentioned.
Hemp goes down. The referee's happy with that, and actually Hemp has got up now. And keeps the ball, wins a corner kick. Good work.
Good refereeing as well, I like to see that. There's contact, 50-50. Both players want to get on with it. They did. Lauren Hemp got her rewards. It's good to see Lauren Hemp back at her best, both for England and Manchester City, injury-free. Seen that spectacular save again. Mary Earps maybe tested again. Caroline Weir corner.
Weir once again towards Scott. She got to head to it. We picked up by Greenwood here. Gets a good welcome from Leigh Sports Village. Former Manchester United captain. After a short spell with Lyon, moved to City and getting a nice welcome home here. Hemp off the line. Torres-Dottir, 2 really good chances for City.
There's a lovely ball that was stood up Manchester City from Janine Becky. And Lauren Hemp does well. She scored a couple of goals with her head. It's Anglerdahl actually who plays the ball up. And Lauren Hemp times it beautifully. Arrow header, and Torres-Dottir gets blocked.
Mannion gets her head to it. Here's Stanway. Really good beginning to the game for City. It had to be. They are this team under pressure here. 3 straight WSL defeats coming into this one.
This last 5 minutes, City have ramped it up. They've got the ball forwards early, got in down the wings. You can see the real desire to want to change their fortunes.
Great ball from Greenwood, pinpoint, finds Becky. Here's Anglerdahl. Becky didn't take the ball with her. Now perhaps United can counter. That's a good turn from Russo, but took a little bit too long with it.
And she did well there, second time around especially. Lovely little turn, initially from Leslie Russo, but then was dispossessed. Outnumbered up top. I think Mark Skinner, Manchester United manager, would like to see her hold that higher position. Be that target player for an out for United.
Sparkling start to the game from Lauren Hemp. Caroline Weir goes down. Doesn't really appeal for anything. Walsh dispossessed. Now here's Jackie Grun and the Dutch international. Someone that Serena Wiegel will know well. Won the Euros in her homeland in 2017 with her. City back in their shape. Torres-Dottir. Real high quality start to this game. Mannion. Badia to Russo.
By Jane on this right-hand side, playing at right back. It's matched up really well with the pace of Demi Stokes. Tactical decision from Mark Skinner. Negated really what Demi Stokes and Lauren Hemp, I think, certainly will compete more than Hannah Blundell would. Not taking anything away from her, but Bajay does have the pace ahead of Blundell. Once in possession, we've already seen a couple of occasions what Bajay can do for Manchester United. Both teams have been tidy when they have chosen to play out the back. They've been tidy so far.
Always looking for that long diagonal from the left boot of Alex Greenwood. Anglerdahl, Swedish international. Couldn't quite find Khadija Shaw. Russo with a neat layoff. Grunen.
It's very tight in the middle. When Grunen gets, especially when Manchester United got possession of the ball, midfield of City are swarming all over them.
It's a good ball. Ella Toon has made the run. Not too many options in the middle. Russo's there. Twinkle toes from Leah Galton.
Yeah, lovely little touch there from Leah Galton, just to sidestep it around. I think it was Jill Scott in that right centre half.
Looking a little bit more confident defensively, City. Conceded 9 in the last 3 games. A lot of mistakes in those.
Yeah, I was going to add to that. They were uncharacteristic mistakes. There was Stokes playing the ball in for an easy tap-in against West Ham. They were uncharacteristic. I think Gareth Taylor and his staff have been working on being sharp, having real kind of purpose with every single pass, making sure it counts. Just having a real desire to want to be the best at everything they do, whether it's a 10-yard pass.
Rondell tries to find Russo, it's played by Greenwood, now Hemp. Weir does well to keep it in.
In those basics area, I call them basics, you've got to have someone and a collective, you have to have a desire to drive the standards of those, to ensure that every single 10 out of 10 of a 10-yard pass, every single time, it cannot be anything other than 10 out of 10. When you've got maybe players like Steph Horton, who are not in regular training, a lot of key members, Lucy Bronze, all of those have hugely high expectations of what they do every minute of every single training session, and maybe there's just been a little bit of a lack of edge, maybe a little lack of culpability as well.
Mannion took a chance. Hansen flicks on, only as far as Kira Walsh. The first minutes on the pitch last weekend lasted the first half against West Ham United. A real loss sets the tone for Manchester City. A mainstay in the England midfield as well. Mannion now with the cross-field ball. Too much on that for Leah Galton, who has shown already little bits of skill that she possesses. Lovely close control.
She's been outstanding every single season, Leah Galton, since Casey Stoney brought her back in from the wilderness, I think you can say. She's got her head down, worked hard. You know what you can get from Leah Galton. She doesn't ever blow hot and cold. It's steady away, and her quality, certainly from set pieces and down that left wing, has been sensational for Manchester United.
I took a little break from football, came back in, and it was down to Casey Stoney and her management. Revitalised. That's a lovely ball from Zellum, but flag is up. Looked like a tight one again.
First, I've not seen a replay yet, but on first thought, she looked pretty even, like she was holding a run at really well, Leah Galton. And that's the ball, isn't it, from Aoife Mannion, from the centre halves. It's similar play from both teams. To Katie Zellum, actually. Maybe she does edge fractionally offside on that occasion, but that's where they're going to get in, Manchester United. Leah Galton's got the trickery, she's got the pace. From the centre halves and from the midfielders, both teams, Manchester United and Manchester City, have got the execution to be able to distribute into those channels.
And this is a concern for Gareth Taylor. We've mentioned in the build-up the amount of injuries he's had to deal with. It looks like he might have another one here. Khadija Shaw getting treatment here.
Interesting with Ellen White on the bench, debating whether she's been dropped, she's being rested, is her time on the pitch being managed? We're not quite sure. England's number 9 is on the bench, ready, we presume, named to come on should Bunny Shaw not be able to come back from this knock.
Working the 9 like that, you get it really free. Okay? If they lock you in one side.
She'll be ready to come on, I'm sure, if required. It looks like they're going to give Bunny Shaw as much time as she needs to see if she can carry on. She scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup win against Leicester City, and on the opening game of the season, the WSL against Everton, a thumping 4-0 win, but since then, that was not a sign of things to come for Manchester City in any stretch.
It's been opened up time and time again, and as you said at the top of the beginning of the game, they've been the creator of their own downfall on a number of occasions, not been able to capitalise on endless chances, and then presenting opposition with real gifts.
Very short. Well marshalled by Grunen. Scott on to Stanway. A strong run from Stanway, still going. No end product. Toon finds Russo. Try to return the pass to Toon.
That was marginal. Really good tracking back from Alex Greenwood to make that interception from Alessia Russo. But it started with that mazy run from Georgia Stanway. It turned over possession. Alessia Russo one-on-one. Jill Scott does well, intercepts it, teams up exceptionally well with Alex Greenwood. And United's attack was thwarted.
Lovely take from Becky. Russo. Manchester United fans wanted a foul on Russo. And the referee's given the decision to Manchester City.
Is that against Russo? I thought Alessia Russo has done really well in holding the ball up. She's having to come a little bit deeper to be an outlet for Manchester United. Ideally, want her further back, pinning Alex Greenwood on the halfway line, being able to receive the ball late off to Ella Toon. She's feeding off scraps really at the moment, Alessia Russo.
She gets her toe in there. She scored 3 in 3 starts last season before season-ending injury in November. They really missed her. She's looked sharp this season so far. Zelen, time to pick her head up and pick a pass. It's well tracked by Angeldal. Here's Shaw. Weir. Hemp facing up to Ona Badia. Hemp, her weaker foot over the bar.
Well defended from Ona Badia, knows Lauren Hemp wants to go down that left-hand side, use her pace, use her trickery to whip the ball in, forces her inside on her right foot. But she can't score from there, Lauren Hemp. But she's certainly the brightest spark, other than that ball from Alex Greenwood that she keeps being able to ping out beautifully to Janine Becky, that switch ball. The other element of Manchester City's attack, certainly the most dangerous. Lauren Hemp had that header about 10 minutes ago, cleared off the line from Torres Dottir. Badje really is marshalling her exceptionally well. Manchester United, it's that final pass, isn't it? Execution of pass into Leah Galton or Kirsty Hansen. Final pass into Alessia Russo. Doesn't quite have the perfection of execution to open up Manchester City.
Uncharacteristically sloppy error from Jill Scott.
It was, but conversely, it was really good pressure. You know, she kind of ran, it was a poor ball across to Jill Scott, made her chase it. Manchester United recognised that they could gain yardage, and Hannah Blundell, Leah Galton, Jackie Gernon all swarmed to that left-hand side and forced her into that error. Regain possession of the ball.
It's Badia. Back-to-back fourth-place finishes for Manchester United. They missed out on the Champions League by 1 point last season. And that third spot, which has opened up in the last couple of seasons, will be up for grabs, especially with City's form at the moment. Former Red Darren Fletcher, regular the women's games, by all accounts.
Both teams have been probably, understandably, a little bit cautious. Neither of them really opening up, really flooding numbers forward. Given what happened to Manchester United against Chelsea.
Could be a chance here. Galton, Hansen, it was just behind her. Manchester United trying to put some pressure on. Good link-up play down the United left-hand side.
Yeah, where we thought Manchester United could be dangerous. They've got the quality to get the ball in and space.
Hansen, Russo. It's Hansen on target, but too close to Benimir.
Yeah, just gets enough space, doesn't she, Kirsty Hansen, to be able to spin, has her back to goal, gets herself a little yard, turns it out right-footed, touches it round, and left-footed. Decent effort. Taib just gets her footwork right, keeps her balance, able to move across. Got to remember, this is third choice goalkeeper for Manchester City. She's heavily strapped up as well, like we said before. But Manchester United finding it difficult to really penetrate that back line, to get that incisive pass. Up to just over half an hour gone. Other than that one really good save from Mary Earps. One decent save from Taib we've just seen. Not a lot else.
It's a dangerous one to the back post. Good take from Earps once again.
Yeah, really well watched, Mary Earps there. It's a tricky one. You've got to get your feet moving super quick. It's drifting away from you. It's going further and further to that back post. It's a good battle between Lauren Hemp and Badje. Mary Earps comes, early shout, nice collect, gets the team out of danger.
To try and play it out. Hansen with a good touch. This is something that Chelsea didn't allow them to do. Torres Dottir to Galton. Oh, now that was very high. And Rebecca Welsh has a decision to make here.
I think it was accidental. Was any intent for Georgia Stanway to...
It's a red. Intent isn't really relevant there. Endangering an opponent, and things have really taken a turn for the worse for Manchester City. Desperate for a result, and now down to 10.
No, you're absolutely right. No intent, but if you're endangering a player, simple as that, it's a red. And with the nature of where she caught Leah Galton, she just completely mistimes it. And you got studs going, middle of the quad, absolute red card. And Kira Walsh got sent off. and it really turned the tide for Manchester United's favour last time. And virtually the same thing has happened. A really key player for Manchester City, poor decision, sending off Manchester City. Let's see the response from both teams.
Well, Gareth Taylor's going to have to shuffle his pack. You could see Leah Galton had control of the ball. Georgia Stanway trying to apologise and maybe hope that the decision wasn't as harsh, but she really has nowhere to hide behind. That was a clear red card and a good decision by the referee. We've seen in the past that, particularly in the women's game, a reticence to hand out red cards.
Well, I think we admire, to some degree, in the women's game that we like to see contact, we like to see the game flowing, but there are incidents like that it's written in the rules, simple as that. There's no room for interpretation. It is a red card. You can see the stud marks on Leah Galton's quad. Looks like she's going to be okay, at least to give it a try till half-time. As long as there's no structural damage, a tear in the muscle, she should be okay to carry on.
Free kick, and well defended by Alex Greenwood. But surely Manchester United, if we thought this was a good time to play City, it's an even better time now. This is their chance to get their first ever WSL victory over their City rivals.
The results as they've gone for Manchester City, you would imagine emotions are frustration, a bit of desperation, all the kind of negative emotions, and whether that is an output of those feelings that each player is carrying with them. They started brightly enough, you didn't see that early on. Georgia Stanway is a wholehearted player. It was clumsy, but ultimately it was absolutely a red card. Just wondering what Manchester City will do next. Will they go to 3 at the back?
Well, it looks like in the short term, at least, Janine Becky, who has played at right back quite regularly, is just slotted in there.
She's been so influential, really, with that out pass from Alex Greenwood, the diagonal to her.
And on to Weir. Now Walsh. Stokes with time to cross the ball to Shaw! Khadija Bunny Shaw gives the 10 players of City the lead, and that is just what was required.
Fantastic execution, the first time that we've seen down this left-hand side, an absolute pinpoint cross. I mean, Bunny Shaw could not miss. It was wonderful technical ability. Down this left, we had a really good battle between Lauren Hemp, but it's Caroline Weir, a little bit of brilliance, sets the ball. Kira Walsh, we know she's influential for this City team, and Demi Stokes just puts it on a plate for Khadija Bunny Shaw, who out-muscles, gets goal side of Aoife Mannion, the Manchester United defender. And that is the most simple of finishes. Manchester United switch off at a key time, and Man City capitalise on it.
The perfect response to adversity. And now, what do the red side have in their locker?
Manchester City have got the goal. They're staying at 4 at the back, so defensively, they're not really missing out. They're just, you would think, more be limited in their abilities to score goals, but that's not a problem when you're 1-0 up.
United look a little bit rattled now. That is City's first goal in 3 games. They scored 1 in their last 3, didn't score in their previous 2. And they scored it while having 1 fewer player on the pitch. That's why we love football. Really good play. Stokes doesn't have too many options. Lauren Hemp the catalyst, though.
Yeah, she's been a part of most things positive for Manchester City. There's a lovely ball from Demi Stokes on that left. And she just, Bunny Shaw gets up, muscles her way away from any defender, ends up in acres of space just outside the 6-yard line and just redirects it forwards.
Hemp against Badia, getting the better of her. Hemp still going. Wonderful play from Hemp.
So difficult when a player gets himself in the box. You can't commit, can't go to ground unless you're sure you're not going to see the penalty. Punch from Mary Earp.
Punched away by Mary Earps. The City come forward, maybe United can catch them on the counter. Toon up to Groenen. Jill Scott stuck to her. Russo. Weir snatching the ball. Manchester City drawing the foul.
So hard for Baje there. Once she gets goal side, Lauren Hemp, you can't be pulling her, you can't go to ground, can't commit. And it's just that final bit from Lauren Hemp. Can't find a blue shirt. There's still plenty of players forwards for Manchester City, which will be positive. Gareth Taylor will be really pleased to see that. Pretty good convincing punch from Mary Earps. She's had a really good performance so far for Manchester United, the more tested of the two goalkeepers.
Walsh away from Werner. Somehow Manchester City are playing better. 10 against 11.
Kira Walsh there was an absolutely sublime little touch. Took her out of the defensive third beyond Manchester United's midfield, and she just ran through the space. Such a quick transition, quick thought, purposeful run from her, saw the space, drove into it. United are on the back foot. Kira Walsh has stepped up, really leading that midfield.
Torres Dottir. Bit of a miscue from Janine Becky. The referee wants to have a word with someone.
Jill Scott and Jackie Grun, it looks like. No, Jill's just replacing her shin pad.
Son shin pad. 1-2.
But yeah, chance for Manchester United. Preying on Janine Becky, newly formed right back after the sending off. Took over George Stanway's place. Conceded that possession in a corner.
Zellum. Shaw gets her head to it. Mannion. Back into the mix. Cleared by Becky. Zellum. It's neatly worked from United. Mannion. Blundell. Fullback in a central position, and that play is going to have to be stopped. Lauren Hemp in the way of a full-on clearance.
In the face. Yeah, any head injury. Right decision from the referee to stop play. Good tackling back from Lauren Hemp, and I was going to say, the appetite and the desire for Manchester City to defend. They're on the back foot. They have a player down. Oh, and you can see why on that replay, where play does need to be stopped. Doctor comes on.
Through that one.
Yeah, it needs to be assessed. Concussion. With only a few minutes to go, Manchester City have really shown their desire to want to defend, to hold on to this 1-0 lead, go in, reassess. Mark Skinner, conversely, will be in at half-time and thinking, how can he open up this Manchester City side? Because really and truly, other than set pieces, corners where Manchester United look like they've had a little bit of danger, the final pass has not carved Manchester City open. They've defended exceptionally well, both that appetite and desire as well as the positioning with what is a makeshift back line City.
I didn't think we'd be saying that Manchester United are the ones that are going to have to regroup at half-time. Couldn't have really gone much better since Georgia Stanway's sending off. They've looked compact, they've looked organised.
It's illogical, isn't it? How do these things happen, eh? But that's why we love football.
That's why you're here.
The mysteries. I mean, they made it simple, Manchester City, when George Stanway got off. I think every single player stood up and thought, right, we need to consolidate, we need to work together. Everyone just seemed to ramp up a notch as far as the desire to win the ball back. We were saying earlier on that just that crispness of passing wasn't quite there with Manchester City, and certainly hasn't been in previous games, which have led to mistakes. It just seems every player stood up and taken ownership of their own individual performance since then.
Going to stoppage time at the end of the first half. Might be a couple more minutes added on for that injury to Lauren Hemp. He's back on the field now. Greenwood gives it away, but that's a misplaced pass from Zellum.
Attacking solutions for Mark Skinner are not, it's not got a huge amount of options on the bench. Carrie Jones, young player, Welsh forward player, an option. Ferreira Fuso, we've not seen much of her in a Manchester United shirt.
It's these two really, Toon and Russo. The referee waves play on. Let the first challenge go, so had to let the second one really. There's a one each there.
Well-timed body check from Demi Stokes there. She knew what she was doing, just checked the run of Kirsty Hansen. Good play. I mean, she was about to go goal side across her and let the referee see Kirsty Hansen run into her.
Don't think they agree with you.
That's how I would have articulated it as a defender.
A well-timed point is all you need sometimes.
Ref, she just ran into me.
Zellum sends it forward towards Leah Galton. Doubling up on her now. Mannion. Oh, Demi Stokes twisting and turning and doing exceptionally well. Brings the ball away and invites Hemp forward, and Hemp will get there ahead of Badia. Great play from Lauren Hemp. That's a fantastic pass, and that should have been 2-0.
Oh, that was wonderful from Demi Stokes, and the poise and the explosive power she had to drive out, and composure to just keep calm and execute a lovely ball, right foot into the space. If Lauren Hemp doesn't get there, it gets City up the field. Lauren Hemp does get there. She uses a trickery, a pace, gets inside, and I think Baye gets a little touch on it, takes the sting off it. United are lucky it's 1-0.
Well, first half worthy of a Manchester derby. A red card for Georgia Stanway for a challenge on Leah Galton. But no sooner had she been sent off, Manchester City, with only 10 players, took the lead. Khadija Shaw, the Jamaican international, her header the difference at the break. Rachel Brown-Finnis.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Two totally different tactical conversations in the dressing rooms. I think Mark Skinner will be disappointed with the reaction, with the way that Manchester United switched off after Georgia Stanway was sent off. Should have been to their advantage, didn't work out that way. And on the other side of it, Gareth Taylor will be ecstatic with the response he got after that. So I think City will set up more defensively. We'll look to break with Janine Becky, and Manchester United need to find a way to prize open Man City.
Really intriguing second half in store at Leigh Sports Village, but at the break, it's Manchester United 1, 10-player Manchester City 0.
Yes, really fascinating first half. It was all about Manchester City coming into the game, Farah, under pressure, but they're delivering so far.
Yeah, I think they've started the game fantastically well, especially down this left-hand side with Caroline Weir, Lauren Hemp and Demi Stokes. I think, you know, they certainly started on the front foot and created the most chances. I think that the sending off was the turning point in this game.
And Emil, coming into this game, we said about Manchester United finding spaces, but actually they've struggled to open up the Manchester City defence.
Yeah, they did. They were down Leah Galton's side. They were actually trying to create a bit of space, but they were actually doing well. They're coping well with it. They were controlling it back there and really passing it around, and they'll find it difficult to actually create that space a little bit.
Farah, you spoke about the red card, the turning point in the game. Clear red card.
Oh yeah, there's no defending Georgia Stanway here. I think when you look back at it, it's worse than what it looked live. I think the foot is so high. The ball is, you know, rolling along the floor, and she just gets her foot, and it's the force. And I mean, you can see late that she tries to pull out, but she's already committed to it. And it's, for me, a definite sending off. And it's reckless from Georgia Stanway.
Do you think, Emil, it's that because she is being moved out of position and just that awareness and reading the game later than she normally would?
Yeah, obviously you're in a different position, but again, your foot's high. There's no excuses for that. You know, the way that she's challenged her, and you've left your teammates in a bit of a pickle, but they galvanised themselves and went again.
That's what I said. Left your team in a pickle, but then actually it's like they found a way, Farah. They stepped it up a gear.
Yeah, because the game died out a little bit. Both teams, neither team was just waiting for something to happen. But actually that injected some energy into this Manchester City team. And they created a couple of chances off the back of that sending off. You know, down to 10 players, and you expect Man United to give a little bit more. And it's Manchester City that go down this left-hand side and get a goal.
And don't you just love it when we do, you know, an analysis and an interview with a player, and it's that player that turned up and scored a goal?
Yeah, definitely. It was fantastic ball in, to be honest with you. And we were shouting at Khadija Shaw, stay in the box, stay in the box, stay in the middle. And this is what you can do. Because again, such a great player, but we need you in that middle bit. And then you can score goals like this. And once you get a ball into the box like that, I love balls like this into the box, where you can actually just, all you have to do is guide that ball back into the back of the net, and that's what she did.
And it was sitting alongside both of you, the frustrations every time that she was dropping deep. You're like, Farah, no, make her run in behind.
Yeah, and I think they were the frustrations. I think because Man City had so much ball, Bunny Shaw kept dropping so deep, and it was making it really easy for the centre-halves, the Manchester centre-halves. What she did there was got between the two centre-halves, and neither of them knew which one to take up. And then she gets a goal. I mean, fantastic movement. The delivery helps the movement into the box, but that's where we want to see more of Bunny Shaw in the second half.
Emil, but maybe is it she's being told to drop deep, or actually it's an awareness as a striker to say, OK, I might be having to be asked to do this job, but actually the space is there?
Yeah, it definitely is a ploy of theirs to actually have her dropping. But when you actually have someone dropping in there, there's space in behind. And we've said it many a times, just drop it in behind the defender and see what they actually do to try and put them on the back foot. But she kept on dropping in. But then obviously now where you're a player down, you actually now have to stay up the field and stay central as well. Be a focal point, bring the ball in and let people play off her. And then that's where you're going to see the real Khadija Shaw.
Yeah, and someone who is having a fantastic first half, we highlighted her before the game, Lauren Hemp. Most of Manchester City's service and their danger play has come through her, Farah.
Yeah, we spoke about her before the show and before the game and talking about, you know, where she's most effective. We can see here really early delivery, using her pace to get beyond the fullback and an early delivery. And this is a fantastic save by Mary Earps. But you can see she started to grow into the game, Lauren Hemp. She picks herself here when the ball's on the opposite side. What she does so well, she's in the box. It's a great delivery and a fantastic clearance off the line from the Manchester United defender.
And again, when you're looking at Batier, fantastic defender, but Hem's making her look very average because she just wants to get at them every time. Face the ball up, go and take players on and try and create stuff. Here she has a shot, and I don't mind that, to be honest with you, because you're being positive. But it keeps the defenders on the back foot.
I think what Hemp has done and what we're showing you in different clips of Lauren Hemp in this first half, she's mixed the game up. There's times where she's been on the shoulder of the fullback. Here you see her coming from deep and actually winning a race and creating a chance for her team. Whoops. She drives into the box. That's what she does so well. She's most effective getting herself in the box. What a chance for Manchester City to get their second. A fantastic ball for Lauren Hemp, and they're going to need much more of her in the second half.
OK, well, it's great that you're here with us today, Emil. It's like we planned it because it gives us a chance right now to segue into our next path and go behind the scenes at another WSL club and actually the work that they're doing to bring through the next generation of players. Kelly Summers went along to speak to former Wales player, manager as well, Jane Ludlow, who is now the head of Manchester City's academy.
Well, Jane, you've spent so long in management. Tell us how you ended up here in a slightly different role at Manchester City.
To be honest, that transition moment after leaving the national team role really gave me an opportunity to consider the bits of the game I really enjoy. And the development side is something I've always enjoyed. I've always done both, first team, development, and this was just a fantastic opportunity to come into just the development side and really push ahead and see what we can develop here.
Every academy wants to find the next big player. Tell us how it works from your point of view.
Well, look, if we think specifically about our arena, because that's all we can talk about, really. You know, we have a way of playing. We have a methodology that runs through every single club within our system. Then we're looking at specifics within the women's game. And we're looking at the female athlete and delving into those areas. So it's a vast project. And we are, I'll be honest with you right now, we are only now touching the surface of where we believe we can take this project to in the coming years.
Here's another one, not dealt with, and there's an opportunity, and this one has found a way through, and Manchester City have got a third.
It was so exciting for me as a City fan to be coming to the academy and all the facilities and seeing the pictures on the walls of people like Tony Duggan at the time, who was a star here, and sort of seeing what you could achieve once you got through the age groups and in a few years.
She's somebody that we speak about internally and we look at the role model. She is that, definitely. And we want, or we would like to think, that there can be far more similar to Esme in the future.
It's always strange to think that anyone might look up to me because I've always been the one doing the looking up to others. So it's always quite strange for me when someone suggests it, but it's also amazing to think that people might look at my journey and want to follow the same path, and I really, really hope we have many more academy graduates because I think it's special for us as players to think that we might have inspired someone who is now playing with us, and also for fans to see people coming through. They have that extra special connection to someone who's a blue or who has come through the ranks. So I think it's really important for the club and special that we can keep producing young players to hopefully play for City for many years and feed the national team as well.
What I'd like to think in the next few years is that we become, I guess, if people were to investigate best practice for the development arm of the female game, I hope they look to us first.
And this is where we queue up and congratulate Emil on his new role, being appointed head of women's football development at Leicester City. You've been working there for the last 12 months. mentoring and developing players. Are you starting to see that impact within the team now?
Yeah, definitely. I actually came first as an ambassador and then started coaching as well and helping out that way. So, but then you see the development as it's growing and growing. But you see with BBC doing what they're doing as well, the women's game is going very fast. It's growing very fast. And now, obviously, in the new role, where I'm helping with the development of grassroots as well, of the academy. And so at the minute we've got 11s up to the under 18s and reserves. So different things like that as well. And then the first team trying to bridge a gap with the men's first team and tapping into their facilities, and because they've got a new training centre which with all the analysis, etc., so we can tap into that, being that bridge as well.
And is it the fact that, okay, you're putting in the investment and the time with the players, that it might not be this season, next season, but you're building something for the future? One
thing you've got to remember, this is our second year as professional, so yes, it's going to be something that is building for the future, and the club have definitely said that they're looking for the future. They're making a plan for 10 years, 20 years, and even beyond when we're going to be here, so something that's has more stability.
And Farah, you've seen that change as well over the years, from actually that time and that investment and what it's doing to the women's game now.
Yeah, and I think it's important. I think we forget that the development of the game and the growth of the game is really important. It's certainly at that younger age. I mean, I've worked with RTCs and Centre of Excellence as a player and coached these young players over the years. But it's the funding and time that's needed in the women's game to develop it. And I think it's now coming through, and we're seeing that with Manchester City, and as Emma mentioned there, we're seeing it with Leicester. So it's starting to happen, and it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's going in the right direction.
Okay, well, there is lots more football to come on the BBC. We have tomorrow the Women's Football Show. You can catch that at midnight tomorrow with Kelly Summers on BBC One. You also have episodes of Match of the Day X with Jermaine Genius and co, which are streaming now on BBC iPlayer. And you can head to the BBC Sport website and app to watch, read and listen to a host of content celebrating Black History Month within the world of sports. Okay, before we head back for the second half, just over my shoulder, right next to the manager's bench and the subs bench, is Joe Curry, who is joined right now by Tom Gary from Telegraph Sport.
Thanks, Alex. Tom, it's always wonderful to see you. It's been a really difficult week for women's football globally. We've seen the NWSL in America rocked by an abuse scandal. Just talk to me about the seriousness about what's been going on over there.
Yes, Joe, well, the fallout has been extremely significant. We've seen an English coach sacked for sexual coercion allegations, which he denies. We saw an entire weekend's NWSL fixtures postponed, and the league's commissioner, Lisa Baird, has stepped down as a result of all of this. US Soccer have launched an investigation, and FIFA are investigating as well, so it's being taken extremely seriously, and I don't think we've heard the last of this.
A lot of players have spoken out publicly in support of fellow players and their own experiences, but it's been a lot of heartache, a lot of soul searching, but there's also been a real moment of solidarity, a real coming togetherness as well, hasn't there?
That's right. On Wednesday evening, when the NWSL matches resumed, we saw players very movingly pause their matches in the 6th minute in the mark of the fact that it was 6 years since the allegations had happened, and they all came together in a centre circle to form a ring, arm in arm, and it was extremely powerful scenes. We've also seen, I think, players around the world quite empowered by all this. At the Telegraph in the last week, I've had players and agents from around the world getting in touch, raising concerns about other coaches around the planet. So I think players are feeling emboldened by the bravery of those who came forward, and it's encouraging more others to speak up.
Yeah, it's a real poignant moment, and as you say, it probably isn't the last we've heard of this. As always, Tom, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for that, and thank you for that, Tom, as well, for the update of how things are progressing in the NWSL. If you've missed any of the action from the first half, here's the best bits.
It's not any day, folks, it's Derby Day. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion. And that's a terrific save from Mary Earps. The line. Oh, now. That was very high. It's a red. It's a shot! And that is just what was required.
Okay, the players are back out. It is currently 1-0 to Manchester City. Time to rejoin our commentary team of Rachel Brown-Finnis alongside Robin Cowan.
Thank you, Alex. pulsating first half of this Manchester derby. And against all odds, Manchester City have that goal lead. Managed to hold on, and more, after going down to 10. Let's see what Manchester United have up their sleeve. They look second best, especially after that sending off, remarkably.
Yeah, really energised the Manchester City players. And Lauren Hemp certainly was the shining star, along with compatriot just behind her, Demi Stokes, playing left back. Lauren Hemp playing left of the front three for Manchester City. And it looks like they're going to, Manchester City, set up how they finished the first half with Janine Becky at right back, back four. Played there for club and country. Very assured in that position.
As for United, well, half-time came at a good time. City could have increased their lead. Just wonder what Mark Skinner has said to them, and if he's going to make them do anything differently from that first half.
Yeah, I think he'll want Alessi Russo to keep pin back Jill Scott, really try and create more space for the midfield between likes of Katie Zalem and Jackie Gernan. Stay high, don't drop in, don't congest the midfield, because it was really congested for Katie Zalem and for Jackie Gernan and Ella Toon. There was no room for them to really get on the ball and do their bit of magic.
Russo. It's a lovely pass. Galton. Oh, the flag has gone up against Leah Galton, not for the first time today.
Yeah, she finished off the first half with a marginal but correct offside decision. But this time, clearly onside. Demi Stokes on the other side of the pitch. It's frustrating, isn't it? Leah Galton clearly onside. Could have led to something for Manchester United, and it was the same in the first half. In the opening 10 minutes, there was an offside decision given that shouldn't have been given, which should have led to Manchester United creating the opener, and that was in the opening few minutes. If that does become the defining moment, two offside decisions given that have arguably denied Manchester United 2 goals, how frustrating must that be for Mark Skinner?
He's tasted defeat on the biggest stage to Manchester City while he was at Birmingham FA Cup final in 2017. This, though, a club with huge ambitions. Manchester United trying to crack that last Champions League spot. Fouled a free kick to City.
This is where City will look to take as much time as possible throughout the second half. They know they're going to be playing down for such a long period of time. It's going to physically take its toll. Any little margin that you can gain, a little bit of game management, a lot of senior players, a lot of international caps across this Manchester City team. It won't be a problem to figure out using all of their experience to their advantage.
Weir whips it in. Not her finest. Still could be something here for City, though. It's Weir. A bit of space. Blundell straight on her. Corner kick to City.
See Manchester City in the set-up. Caroline Weir swinging the ball in left-footed. There were 4 Manchester City players not involved in the box. You could see that they're wary of them being caught on the counter-attack from Manchester United. Playing a little bit conservative, Man City, but a chance now.
It's a good-looking ball once again. United get first contact. And Goldal helps it over to the far side, and Becky.
It's probably what Gareth Taylor will have said at half-time. We've got to try and make set pieces count. We've got wonderful deliverers usually of set pieces. Alex Greenwood, Caroline Weir, among others. Lovely playmakers like Kira Walsh.
Crowd trying to pick United up. It's good play. Ella Toon trying to pull it back. Shot comes in and it's blocked, and Anna Blundell hits her own player and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be an opening goal for Hannah Blundell for Manchester United. Spent so many years at Chelsea and in latter years not had a lot of playing time. Really found a home here at Manchester United. But just good build-up, looked dangerous Manchester United. Ella Toon initially having a shot, deflected back to Hannah Blundell. Real purpose on that straight, could see what she was aiming for. But Alessia Russo, oh sorry, Jackie Gernon it was, who got in the way of that one. But bright signs for Manchester United.
Well, that was a firm pass back from Torres Dottir. Mary Earps dealt with it very well.
It certainly was not undercooked, that back pass, but Mary Earps had an excellent first half. Very polished in what she did, and now she executed it.
It's a good challenge. Here's Toon, deflects it out for a corner kick.
You can see the nature of Manchester United's start. This opening 5 minutes, they've been flooding players forward, they've had energy, really surging with a purpose, tracking everything down, pressing from the back. They set that trap there. They've got their reward of a corner. Mark Skinner will be desperate for his side to get on equal terms within these opening 10 minutes.
Short one. Towards the back, away by Shaw.
Everyone back for City and defending.
Gernon, it's a clever ball. Flag stays down this time. Galton. Oh, now Galton was caught after she released the ball. Play on is the call.
So if we do see a replay on that, Jill Scott definitely caught Leah Galton. It was after the ball was played. But allowing Leah Galton to get into the box, difficult. You cannot be making challenges like that. Lucky to get away with that, Jill Scott. Yes, the ball is played. Has it affected the play? Probably not. But is it a foul? Yes, I would argue. Should have been a penalty.
Decision that has gone City's way. United look a little bit more energised in the opening stages of this second half.
To see Jackie Gernon play a higher role than she did in the first half. She's been involved, yes. She inadvertently blocked Hannah Blundell's shot, a chance for Manchester United. But we're seeing this movement again from Leah Galton. Jill Scott, you've got to stay on your feet in that position. Let her run into other defenders.
And eventually, playing with 10 is going to start to suck your energy, isn't it? It's been quite a while. It's going to be another half and played for the last 15 minutes or so.
Well, you're going to turn over possession of the play so much more. It's harder once you do. You work hard to regain possession, City, but then you've only got one out rather than two. So actually regaining and keeping possession, which is when your team can get a breather. Well, we still need movement. There's going to be a lot of direct balls, a lot of balls into space for Manchester City. Try and run down a few seconds. We've still got that four at the back that looking pretty solid. But with Jackie Gernon for Manchester United, Ella Toon, Alessia Russo all down the middle, they certainly look like they've got the bit between the teeth this second half.
Khadija Shaw down. Hansen with the trip. She doesn't look quite right.
It's one of those that can easily be a dead leg, you know, kneecap into a quad. We've had those many a time, and they do initially sting, sort of take a moment, We said, you know, this second half is going to a lot of it for Manchester City is going to be about game management, and any little opportunity to run down 10, 15 seconds, we'll take them.
Does that happen? Goodness me.
You're asking a goalkeeper. That's often one of my main objectives.
Ball sort of rebounded off Khadija Shaw. That's a loose touch from Ella Toon, and it's Hemp, and it's another good stop from Mary Earps.
Excellent positioning, but what a drive Lauren Hemp. Bunny Shaw does well to get something on it. Loose play from Manchester United, and in that area you do not want Lauren Hemp to get on it. She capitalises on it, takes a big touch past, powers through. Good positioning from Mary Earps. Strong hand over the bar.
Weir clips it in, whereby Torres Dottir, and over the bar from Angeldal.
I mean, if you've got Lauren Hemp on the pitch, Manchester City, you've still got hope of scoring a second goal. You know, whether it's a counter-attack and using the speed that she's got. We've seen her score with her head, we've seen her score with her feet, get into the box, earn a penalty. There's so many facets to her game, so many ways that she can influence the game in a positive way, Lauren Hemp.
Spaniard, Ono Badger to Toon. Blunder. Now Galton. It's a lovely turn from Toon. Pushed aside by Benamir.
Oh, she caught that beautifully. I was watching from where we are stood. The movement of the ball, it almost didn't rotate at all. It just was caught so crisply and solidly. Taib did really well to watch it all of the way. Manchester United certainly in the ascendancy right now.
Toon. Now Russo. This is good build-up from Manchester United. Toon gets there. Goal kick is the decision.
Ella Toon with that overload in midfield. Ella Toon, Jackie Graham are going to have a little bit more space to be able to get her shots off. Creates it herself. Lovely little Cruyff away from Kira Walsh. You see how that ball is really powerfully hit. And Taib does excellently well to get her feet moving. You see the amount of goals she covers. Made it quite easy in the end, but you've got to move your feet to get yourself into a position to make a late decision because the ball was swerving.
Walsh should dig that out towards Weir. Can't quite keep that in.
Right idea from Kira Walsh. Looking to dink it into that channel. Nice run from Caroline Weir.
Ellen White coming on for Khadija Bunny Shaw, whose goal separates the two at the moment.
And what you will get from Ellen White, seeing again the wonderful finish from Bunny Shaw. It's what she's been brought here to do, to be that target player, real aerial threat, as well as how strong and physically powerful she is. But what you get from Ellen White is a guaranteed 100% effort, the ability to chase back to Harry, to almost do two positions jobs, a 10 and a 9s. You know, she'll do the defensive element of her role. Given that they're down to 10 players, Manchester City, you will get that from Ellen White. She understands what's required of that position now they're down to 10 players.
I was going to say, she's possibly the perfect person to come on in this situation when you're a goal up, but player down. Clinical as well as hard-working. Very epitome of defending from the front. She United starting to really monopolise possession, as you'd expect. Hansen in a tussle with Demi Stokes. City players were claiming that went out. It is now.
Yeah, Manchester United have started this second half with a real kind of fervour, a real energy to it. It's not counted for anything yet, and that'll be the frustration of Mark Skinner and his team, but his team have got to think the impact that they have made in this opening 15 minutes of the second half, how they have broken down Manchester City, the fact that they had another potential goal from an offside ruled out incorrectly, a penalty shout that they should have been given, that they weren't. They've done everything that Mark Skinner has asked his team to do, and to keep doing that.
White wins the header. Yet to score this season so far, Ellen White. What a wonderful summer once again. A star showing at the Olympic Games this time. Six goals in 4.
It's quite unbelievable that Ellen White hasn't registered one this season. See Bunny Shaw there with that, the after effects. I think of that knee in the thigh, or hamstring actually, it looks like. Powerful player like Bunny Shaw. We've seen Lauren Hemp as well succumb to muscle injuries, as are a number of the sideline players.
I was going to say that's a familiar sight, I'm sure. Ice packs probably in high demand, that part of Manchester. Brennan. Blundell. Hansen picks up the loose ball. A surge past Demi Stokes. It's a corner kick. Stokes has had a fabulous game.
He has, but I'm just looking at her after blocking that final pass. She's limping away. I think maybe Kirsty Hansen just stood on her foot. But surging run from Kirsty Hansen. Said that Hansen and Galton were perhaps the two sources of danger for Manchester United, and have continued with that. Been matched exceptionally well though by Demi Stokes and Janine Becker in the second half.
It's easy for Delamere.
Do you know, it's easy, but it shouldn't have been easy. That was a really good near post corner. If Katie Zellum, that ball was decent, just needed a near post runner, and that makes it exceptionally difficult for Taib. But what we did see, no run. Thank you very much from Taib.
Excellent challenge from Gruenen, and the referee is going to pull that one back because Gruenen was pulled back by Angeldal.
As much as Manchester United have had a much better start to the second half, as they did end in the first half, they can't allow themselves to get frustrated. Jackie Gruenen's been far more impactful the second half in that higher position, causing City problems.
Good touch, Hansen, but again, Stokes is there. United keep the ball. Managed to lay a glove though on City just yet. Zellum finds Galton. And Scott using all her experience there.
positionally, Jill Scott's done really, really well, understanding when to get tight, not let a player turn, understanding when to back off and let them run at you and allow cover to come across and help her. She's really shown her versatility, being that box-to-box player in midfield for so many years for England and Manchester City. Not saying she's her time in midfield is finished, but it's certainly been limited under Gareth Taylor.
She was desperate to get in that England squad for the home Euros, of course.
The versatility is part of being a part of the squad. Certainly, we know that the Hege Riise, the GB manager and interim England manager, said that was a key factor in who she chose for her squad. I'm sure Wiegman will be of similar mind. Being able to play more than one position is absolutely imperative in a squad of 23.
Weir, White's on the move. Nearly got there.
Wily defending from Aoife Mannion. A few little raised eyebrows there, Ellen White. She's like, ref, bit of a half shout there. Aoife Mannion, bit of a nudge in the back of Ellen White. Certainly not enough in it for a penalty. Good defending, in my opinion, from Aoife Mannion. Former Manchester City player. Will have had many of those duels in training, I'm sure, with Ellen White.
Greenwood to Hemp. Off she goes. Trying to find White. Out for a goal kick. Once again, Lauren Hemp proving difficult to contain.
I say she's unplayable at times, isn't she, Lauren Hemp? The way she can create herself a little yard. Recognised that Badger had gone to ground to try and block it and dinked it over instead.
First substitution of the game for Manchester United. Lucy Staniforth on. Hansen off.
See if that indicates a change of formation for Mark Skinner and his Manchester United side.
Staniforth usually favours going through the centre, which is where she is at the moment. To come off at half-time against Birmingham, last time out. Return from Galton. Blundell, Staniforth.
Get the feeling that if this Manchester United team would score, then this place would erupt. These fans have waited a long time to see in person a Manchester derby. WSL.
They'd won their previous 5 at home, Manchester United, until Chelsea came to town. That did not end well.
Do you find any of the fans wanting to talk about that one, particularly?
A few people wearing shorts in today. But this is quite warm for Manchester, isn't it?
Absolutely. Although I brought a t-shirt as well as a scarf, a heater gilet and a coat, so I didn't want to hedge my bets either way, so I just brought everything.
Showing all your experience there.
As life comes to you when you regularly discuss heater gilets, eh? Which we do.
It's true. We're fascinating people. That's a good ball. Blundell towards Galton, and well-timed challenge from Jill Scott.
It's really opened up Manchester City. Leah Galton, well-timed run. Had to watch a line. And Jill Scott gets it right, those long-reaching legs of hers. Slides down, eradicates the danger momentarily.
Another corner kick for United. Zellem again. And again, Jill Scott is there. Back in by Grunin. Scott away. It's been a perfect away performance when you're down to 10 for City, so far at least. 20 minutes remaining. Lovely ball over the top, finds Badger. Good interplay. Toon trying the clever little touch. A bit too elaborate from Ella Toon.
Yeah, she just got a shout from Hannah Blundell as over, let it run. Hannah Blundell was actually free just on the edge of the 18-yard box on this left-hand side. Could have ended that lovely passage of play, really crisp passing from Manchester United.
To Galton. Crowd just goes up a notch every time Galton's on the ball. They haven't managed to get any of these corners past Jill Scott at the moment. Oh, it's taken quickly. Oh, that is fabulous! What a wonderful goal! Lucy Staniforth! Her first for Manchester United. Brilliant!
It was absolutely sensational. Quickly taken corner from Manchester United, caught Manchester City napping, a momentary lapse. Some sort of dialogue going on between Alex Greenwood and Ona Badger, but the goal will stand, I believe. And for all that Manchester United have done in open play to try and carve out a chance, it's the quick thinking of Hannah Blundell, and Ella Toon whips it in at near post, and Lucy Staniforth really does well to get something on it. Very creative, just at that near post, no one marking her, but it's almost behind her. Figures out a way, back heels it, and it sneaks in. That near post of Taib, game on.
City just switched off for a moment. Really intelligent set play.
And that'll lift the crowd, as we've heard, and Manchester United want to go on. And he said in this opening few minutes of the second half, they really looked a different animal. Manchester United really looked that sense of determination to do something special for this home crowd. With that player advantage, you're seeing Jackie Green and Lucy Staniforth stay higher up, Katie Zellem be that holding midfielder.
Staniforth, and Badger couldn't quite collect the ball. Just Lauren Hemp.
And this is where it's hard for Manchester City. They turn the ball over, but is there anyone? She looks up, Lauren Hemp, and all there is, the red shirts. Lovely little finish for Lucy Staniforth, who's only been on the pitch a couple of minutes. Inspired substitution for Mark Skinner. Certainly that change of formation has led to more chances, more sense of belief.
Could this be another chance for United? Oh, it's put wide. Leah Galton through on goal. Couldn't capitalise on another defensive lapse.
This is going to happen. Manchester City are going to tire Leah Galton. It would have been dream stuff for Leah Galton. She's found a home at Manchester United. She's one of the founding players of this Manchester United team. To score in a derby, and it just scuffed it. I think possibly just didn't have that measure of composure. Tried too hard, ended up scuffing it.
Certainly looks like United now found their foothold in this game. Took them a while to figure out Manchester City, so they went down to 10. What does City do now? Do they try and hold what they have? Keep going for it?
I think the pattern of what they've done in the second half is try and be quite cautious, limit Manchester United and capitalise on set pieces. That is their best bet.
Beautifully done by Toon. Blundell continues her run. Russo can sort of beat out. Can she now? Yes, she can! Manchester United have turned it around.
That is a wonderful finish from Alessia Russo. The way she gets the ball, you think the chance is gone. It dribbles away from her foot. She manages to regain the opportunity to take her shot, and when she does, it's absolutely wonderful precision. No chance for Taib in the Manchester City goal, and this game has changed in a matter of minutes. Lovely run from Hannah Blundell down this left-hand side. Turns, I think it gets away from her, and she gets it out from under her feet, just enough to be able to get a strike off. Shields the ball wonderfully well. And her first derby goal for Alessia Russo.
Frustration last season, out for so much of it with injury, back with a bang. Alessia Russo with perhaps the winner, the Manchester derby. Still time. But City, after managing the game so well, after the sending off of Georgia Stanway, find themselves behind once again. Angeldal is off, and Jess Park, a forward player, on. It's Manchester City try and salvage something from this.
Yeah, well, we wondered what Manchester City would do, but in response to conceding that second goal, absolutely, he's going for it, Gareth Taylor. His team have not been short of creating chances in previous games. Today, one or two. Clearly, Georgia Stanway being sent off in that first half has affected or inhibited or limited their capacity to be able to create and play the free-flow football that they wanted to, the plethora of chances that they have created in previous games. But they have Ellen White on the pitch. We've got Lauren Hemp and Ellen White as a combination, all whistling with the shout.
Strong in the challenge, tenacious, keeps it. Ellen White out of play.
Right foot Jess Park has looked dangerous in previous games for Manchester City. She's got excellent pace. Similar in some ways to Lauren Hemp. Perfect for a counter-attack. Manchester City should be able to create one.
Still could be something here for City, though. Parker takes aim! It's a wonderful effort! And it's in! On the rebound! Ellen White! And just like that, we're all square again! Incredible scenes!
Well, it's a wonderful strike from Jess Park. Good aerial ability. It's Caroline Weir with those quick feet. Jess Park's only been on the pitch a minute. Oh, I mean, it's a brilliant save from Mary Earps, who touches it onto the bar, but can't help. I mean, that is a fantastic save from Mary Earps. It hits the back of her head and falls so kindly for Ellen White. As a goalkeeper, I am crying for Mary Earps, because that is a phenomenal save on her part. But, as we were saying just before, if you've got Ellen White on the pitch, goal scorer, goal poacher, you're in with the chance. City back on square terms.
Still fight in this City side. They do not want that fourth straight defeat in the Women's Super League.
It's like twists and turns galore, this game. What will United do now? What will Manchester United do?
Ellen White away from Zellum. Blundell gets back. That's what Ellen White does, though, not standing and admiring Jess Park's wonderful effort.
Well, you see the replay again. It is a wonderful strike. I mean, Manchester United will be distraught. They've given us so much space to take the touch, take the shot. Great strike, brilliant save from Mary Earps. But Ellen White's deadly from further out than 2 yards, but from there, no chance.
Momentum's back with Manchester City. 10 minutes remaining. This really could go either way.
Certainly seeing the heart and the determination from Manchester City. Yes, they have got so many players out with such depth of quality and experience that so many teams, you know, would have had. Yes, they've been undercut performances by their own admission, but to still carve out such an entertaining game and such a game of real quality shows you the squad that they have.
Park. To find Weir. Manchester United can break. Oh, Russo, that was a good idea. Runner made the run forward. Scott drifting, winning the free kick. Two it finished in this game last season. City one of just 2 sides in the WSL that United have yet to beat, the other one Chelsea. They're proving a tough nut to crack today. Hemp picks out wide! Glances it wide.
And I saw Lauren Hemp whistling down that left-hand side and Ellen White going to that near post. I thought it was the inevitable Manchester City goal, but just can't quite get enough. Lovely play again from Lauren Hemp, and maybe just a bit too far outside of the line of the post for Ellen White to direct it goal-bound.
She's made a big impact, Ellen White. Earps forced to go long. Torres Dottir. Well, if she meant that, that was a brilliant bit of play towards Bolton.
Yeah, we've seen that switch of play loads of times. Don't let her, you can't undersell that one, don't let her not have that. It's a brilliant pass from Torres Dottir. It shows you the record that Manchester United never beaten City, never beaten Chelsea. I think this game against City, with how Manchester United have progressed and current state of Manchester City, you know, United have not really ever been in with a sniff. They've always been an underdog. Be desperate to change that statistic of never having beaten them. Have the bragging rights.
It's the dangerous, elusive Lauren Hemp. Nicely done by United. And now City light at the back. It wasn't the ball though, towards Galton. Here's Torres Dottir.
When you're playing against City with under 10 players, it's the wings. You really need to stretch the team out, make them run. If they don't run, don't cut you down, you can have space. Anna Blundell was the better option, wide out left for Manchester United.
Great play, Lauren Hemp. Asking quite a lot of Park, she'll keep it in. Oh, no, she won't. Changes coming for the red side. Hayley Ladd, ready to come on. Jackie Grun making way, the Welsh international. Just her second sub appearance of the season. They've been treated to an excellent game of Women's Super League football. Ladd to Mannion. Russo. Walsh just got there ahead of her. Vital touch.
With Manchester United, with Manchester City tiring in this last 5 to 10 minutes. Move the ball quickly, Manchester United.
Russo offside.
Good defending, a really good line from Manchester City. Frustrating for Manchester United players and fans. See them stray off, but that's all caused by a well-organised, unified back line. See here, Leslie Russo's goal again. She does so well because there's hardly any backlift under that. On that. Couldn't initially get the ball out of her feet. Then we see the response from Manchester City. Absolutely sensational rocket from Jess Park. Followed in by Ellen White, the Predator.
Staniforth. United will still feel disappointed if they don't take 3 points, given the fact they've played against 10 for 2/3 of this game.
Manchester City on the whole have managed their player disadvantage really, really well. They've been organised at the back line. The forwards and the more attacking players have done their defensive roles exceptionally well.
A few mind games there from the goalkeeper.
She knew what she was doing.
Goalkeepers Union. Blundell goes down, wins the foul. United trying to take that quickly. Another alteration for Manchester City. It's Laura Coombs coming on for the final couple of minutes. Caroline Weir off. Won't get her usual Derby Day goal, Caroline Weir.
Laura Coombs, a more naturally defensive midfielder, coming on for Caroline Weir, who's put a wonderful shift in. She's done the defensive roles. She's looked like she can be dangerous with the set pieces. Really good performance from Caroline Weir.
Blundell, and Galton's touch was just enough to let Jill Scott steal in there. Found herself all alone, Galton. Zellum. It's well defended by City. Standing fourth. Another corner kick.
Getting into these final few minutes now. They scored from a set piece last time out, Manchester United. City won't switch off for this one.
Here it comes. Again, Scott there. City come away with it with Laura Coombs. Ladd does really well to draw the foul. 4 minutes of added time. It looks like Manchester United are determined to get this winning goal. A yellow card for Janine Becky. A chance for a set piece for Manchester United.
Been so good, Manchester City. Janine Becky slotting in at right back. And I think defensively as a whole, Manchester City have been outstanding and been really solid. But the yellow card for Janine Becky. But what they've always had.
Standing fourth, takes this one. It's deep, it's away for another corner kick.
This game really is on a knife edge, isn't it? You've got the capacity of Lauren Hemp and Jess Park to break forward at any time for Manchester City. But you've got brilliant set pieces of Manchester United.
Towards Galton. Some of the Manchester United players were claiming a handball. Corner kick it is.
I'd have been shouting for that as well. It did look so it struck her arm. Another chance for Manchester United.
It's towards Galton. And it's wide. See what the United players were talking about. Potential handball. It flicks the arm of Kira Walsh.
It was in a natural position though, wasn't it? So no penalty. Right decision from the referees.
Russo. Scott sticks out another long leg. Standing fourth. As we catch our breath, time to ask Rachel Brown-Finnis for our Barclays FA Women's Player of the Match.
Well, I've been complimenting the back line of Manchester City, and it's really difficult to pick a player, but the player who's been a side in the thorn of Manchester United throughout the whole game is Lauren Hemp. She's been dangerous every time she gets the ball. She opened them up. Battle with Bajay in the first half was absolutely sensational. So Lauren Hemp, everything that she's brought, 90 minutes, the tenacity, worthy winner.
Blundell. Will our player of the match be on the winning side? Or just the 1 point each, or on the losing side? All of them possibilities. It looks like Manchester United, though, greater impetus to get the winner. That is a really good catch from Ben-Amir.
Was excellent. She read that all the way. Quite a bit of pace on it. She'd follow it. Lovely ball in from Bajay. Drifting towards that back post. Watched it. Drove up. Caught at its highest point. Technically excellent from Taib.
Now might be that. It is full time. The Manchester derby. Another enthralling encounter between United and City. City were leading, then they were trailing. And then They've managed to hold on to get a point despite being down to 10 for much of the match. A brilliant game of football, Rach.
It was, as you said, it did have everything, and the admiration of Manchester City really to hang on and to execute what they needed to get something out of this game was excellent. The substitutions on both teams had a really big impact. Ellen White for Manchester City, Lucy Staniforth for Manchester United. Tactical changes from both managers, it really genuinely had everything. So a wonderful match for what we think is a record-breaking number of fans here at Leigh Sports Village. Quality on the pitch and points shared, I think, ultimately is a fair result.
Wonderful game at Leigh Sports Village. In the end, the teams have to share the points full time. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 2.
And the Manchester derby did not disappoint this afternoon. You see in the Manchester United players right there, and Ellen White coming on to score a goal once again. A goal poacher is Ellen White. Farah, when you look and reflect on today's game, will Manchester City be disappointed, or actually going on with 10 players be happy to take something away from today's game?
Yeah, I think Gareth Taylor certainly will be the better pleased manager, considering what went on in the game with the sending off and then going 2-1 behind. I think, yeah, to show the character and fight that Manchester City did and getting the equalising goal, I think certainly coming away from the game with a point in a Manchester derby with a player less, he'll certainly be the most pleased out of the two managers.
And I mean, you can see Mark Skinner right there just showing pictures of Gareth Taylor with his players. But Mark Skinner going high-fiving all his players. You can see he's very animated. They definitely stepped it up in the second half.
Yeah, they're obviously having an extra player to have to step it up. Having got in front, he'll be disappointed they couldn't be on the ascendance again. He'll be disappointed that they didn't take all 3 points today. But again, you know, you've got to take your hats off to the Man City players to galvanise and go again, player down, but still stay in the game. And then you never know with a player like Ellen White whether you can nick a goal towards the end. And
yeah.
they did.
We just saw the England manager right there watching on, Farah, and Lauren Hemp getting player of the match. Definitely. What a fantastic first half, but they're continuing through the whole game.
Yeah, Lauren Hemp, and we mentioned her before the show. She's been, for me today, she's been, you know, the highlight of Manchester City. I think she's been fantastic. I think what we saw in the first half was the way that they, you know, how effective she can be in that final third when she gets on the ball. What she showed us in the second half was how, you know, her work rate off of the ball, the fact that she was prepared to get in and help and double up with Demi Stokes at left full back. And then when her team transitioned, because they knew they never had bodies forward, what she's very good at is carrying the ball and getting her team up the park, and that's what she did really well today.
Yeah, we're seeing Darren Fletcher looking on and clapping the Manchester United team. And we spoke about the development of the women's game, the fans being back, and actually, overall, such an entertaining derby game.
Yeah, it was. And this is, you know, having fans back in the stadium is fantastic. This is what you play football for. Everyone knows that you go out there and they sometimes make it the 12th man that they're driving you on, and these were fantastic today to really drive this and make the game what it was.
And Natalie Brooke, we're just seeing in the fans there, been here since day one supporting the Manchester United women's team. Let's get into this game and break it down. For United to get back into the game, how did they open up and start to open up City?
Yeah, I think they did try. They tried to use the wide areas a little bit better and obviously drag Manchester City wingers deeper. They actually opened up the game with a corner, so a set piece, which in a women's game you tend to score a few goals from. It was debatable whether it was an offside goal from Lucy Staniforth, but a great position to get herself in, and the initiative to just use the back heel and get it in. A quick corner taken here from Hannah Blundell, and Ella Toon just puts it into an area. It's a fantastic finish from Lucy Staniforth.
I'm already laughing and smiling, Farah, because as I saw Lucy Staniforth come onto the pitch, I said to you, what's happened to Lucy Staniforth as she goes and scores a goal?
Yeah, and she, you know, she'll be disappointed that she hasn't started this game. She you know, she's a big game player, and I think she proved that when she come on. She was a handful for Manchester City when she come on. She's somebody that likes to get on the ball in pockets. She'll work hard, but she can also see passes forward. And I think that's what Manchester United lacked in the first half. She certainly brought that in the second half, and they put their team ahead. You see her here. She gets into pockets as well and just sees the forward pass, and it gets her team on the front foot. This, for me, I mean, an average cross, but a fantastic finish from Russo here, you know, working away from goal, manages to get a little swivel. And it's a, you know, it's a scuff shot, but because it's so far in the corner, it makes it really, really difficult for the Manchester City keeper to get anything anywhere near it.
Emil?
And getting these touches in the box, to be honest with you, plenty of touches in the box, and these are the ones that you love, the ones that go through the defender's legs so the goalkeeper can't see them really late. And they're the ones you love that just trickle into the corner.
And we saw Bunny Shaw coming off and looked emotional, disappointed that she was coming off the pitch. But when you bring someone like Ellen White on, getting on the score sheet, you know that's the reason, Farah. And what a great goal.
A great goal, and I think nobody other than Ellen White would finish this up. I mean, it's a fantastic strike from the edge of the box. We can see here, it's a long ball forward. A second ball that Caroline Weir gets onto, and Park from outside the box absolutely smashes one. A fantastic save from Mary Earps. And none other than Ellen White will get on the end of those goals, and it fell beautifully to her, and she just puts it away.
And we spoke about it when she came on, didn't we? We were saying that she just loves scoring goals, and no other forward would be following that in, to be honest. And it was a great save in the end, off the crossbar, bounce and hits her again. But all forwards are told, follow the ball in, follow the ball in. Why are they told follow the ball in? Because you can get a tap in like this, and every forward would love 10 goals like that.
Just looking at that, I know we're praising Ellen White, but Mary Earps right there. It was a fantastic save. She's saying it herself, Farah.
I mean, it looked as if she said, I think it was to her teammate, she said what a save that was. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, she's correct. It was a great save, but the follow-up needs to be dealt with.
OK, well, let's head over pitch side, where Jo Curry is joined by player of the match, Lauren Hemp.
Well, Lauren, you really put in a shift today. That game had just about everything in the end. How happy are you and the rest of the City players to be walking away with a point?
Yeah, I mean, the grit and determination that we showed the whole way throughout the game. Obviously, it was unfortunate to go down to 10 players, but I think the character that we've shown to come back and to go 1-0 up, and then obviously to go down to 2-1, I think the fight and determination throughout the whole game was top draw, and I'm so proud for how we've turned it around this week, and it just shows how together the team is, and hopefully this will be the turning point.
You actually looked like you played better as a team once you went down to 10 men. What was it about that sending off that really energised City today?
I think we've not really been on form the last few weeks, and I think we've worked really hard in training this week. It's been so competitive, and I think today we showed the quality that this team has and that we deserve to put on a show, and I think that's what you want in Manchester derbies, and I think we done it justice, and I'm so proud of the team. And obviously United are a really good team, and credit to them, but I think we showed just how well we can play even with 10 men.
You touched on the fact that you came into this game off the back of a difficult run of results. How badly did the squad need to show a fighting performance today, even though you didn't get the full 3 points?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it was important that we bounced back from recent results, and look, we've been really disappointed with how it started, but I think, like I said, I'm hoping this will be the turning point. Like, the character from every single person on that pitch, I'm proud of them all, and no one didn't put in a good effort, and yeah, I'm proud of them all, and like I said, like, this is just the beginning for us, and hopefully now we'll go on and get the results that we do deserve.
Well, Lauren, you are the Barclays Women's Player of the Match. Your trophy is just beside you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Oh, Lauren, let me give you...
A little woo from Lauren Hemp right there. But Lauren Hemp spoke about turning points, and actually a huge turning point in the game. We are joined by Manchester United manager Mark Skinner. What's your analysis of that game? Feeling happy that you actually came away with something, or a bit disappointed?
A little bit of a roller coaster in terms of we were disappointed with the way that we conceded, but then we went up because obviously we showed our attitude and personality. And then to concede in the way that we did, that was a little bit disappointing, but we're on a process here. We're on a way to build this team into a consecutive team and a consistent team. So I can take lots and lots away from that, and that's all I'm going to ask them, to continue to build that, and we should have took the points today. That's something we're definitely going to learn from.
What were your messages at half-time to your team, Mark?
It was calmness, because we knew that Manchester City had just faced that disappointment, but then they were elated with their goal, and so we knew they'd try and time waste because they had to compact the spaces, so we had to just be patient. We needed to move the ball a little bit quicker, and open their spaces wide to come in. So it's just those little reminders, because those are games and those are details in these matches that need to be there. And we were a little bit slow to that in the first half. We fixed that second half and got up in the game. So I was much pleased better with what we did in that second half.
You speak about the process. You have come in this season, your first derby game as well. You lost some key players, international players. Is it about you implementing your strategy, your philosophy, and building for the longer term as well?
Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely. We have to. We've got a wonderful foundation to build from, but we have to build it in an idea that we know can really challenge in this league. And it's going to be a process. I think it's the 67th day I've been in charge today. So the patience and understanding is excellent with the group, and we're going to get to where we need to be, but we just have to be patient with our processes. You can see little bits clicking together, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But we have to get these psychological battles done today.
Yeah.
That's the difference today. It's these psychological battles along the way that will hopefully tip you into that top part where we want to be.
Okay, Mark, thank you for joining us.
You.
We are going to go pitch side now, where Joe Curry is joined by Manchester City manager.
Well, Gareth, what a game, a point apiece in the end. Is that a fair reflection of the match?
I've obviously got my own feelings as what we did and what we looked to achieve in the first half. I think if it had stayed 11v11, I'm fairly confident we would have won the game. I thought we had some really good chances. I thought they made a great block on the line. Mary made a great save as well. And even when we went to 10 men and scored the goal, I felt there was a really good chance at the back post. Potentially you can go 2 up. But I suppose it was a roller coaster today, and I think that when you potentially stare in the loss of being 2-1 down, on top of that, I think you have to say it's reluctantly it's a fair point.
Let's touch on that red card, because it was such a huge moment in the game. Your thoughts on the tackle itself and just how much it affected City today?
Well, obviously it's going to affect us because you're going down to 10 men. I was really close. Again, I didn't think there was. I thought it was a yellow card. I'd need to see it again. I'm hearing it was a little bit high, potentially, which probably made the decision for the referee a little bit easier. But no, I thought we showed great character, great determination, great spirit, and when you look at the players over there that we've got missing, I thought the girls did amazing today in that respect.
Gareth, thanks very much today.
Thank you. Cheers, Joe.
Okay, we have more women's football on the way as we bring you all the highlights from the weekend's WSL matches on the Women's Football Show. You can catch that tomorrow on BBC One at midnight. And the very latest episodes of Match of the Day X are streaming now, all on BBC iPlayer. And you can head to the BBC Sport website and app to watch, read and listen to a wealth of content celebrating Black History Month. Emil, besides the game today, which has been very entertaining, tomorrow your team face a Chelsea team. What have the preparations been like for that?
Been good. Obviously, it hasn't been a great start for us, but we're still fighting to stay in this league. We're going to fight till right to the end. Like I said before, this is our second season as professionals, so we're just learning as well within this process. But we're going to give it a go.
Yeah, and Farah, coming back to today's game, Manchester City struggling once again. Is their aim and their main focus Champions League?
Yeah, I think it has to be. I think, they have to pick up as many points as they can. I think it's a realistic target. I certainly think they can finish in that top 3. But they'll take some positives from today. I think they showed great character, down to 10 players and getting themselves a point. I think they certainly can build on this going forward.
Okay, well, thank you both for joining me today, both Farah Williams and Emil Heskey. Thank you very much. That is all about time we have for today. The Manchester derby did not disappoint. It ended here 2-2. We will be back after the international break, bringing you more live women's football coverage, the FA Cup semi-final. Well, you can catch that one October the 31st, where we will be hoping to see a lot of tricks and be treated to a lot of goals. Have a good weekend.
It's derby day, red versus blue. And that's a terrific save from Mary Earps. Oh, it's a red. It's a shot! And that is just what was required. Lovely turn from Toon.